Imagine getting paid just for sharing your thoughts on products and services you use every day. With Survey Junkie, it's that simple. Click on the link in the video description to discover how you can start earning today by taking surveys.
Consent is the foundation of a loving, romantic relationship between two people. But what happens when one of the parties can't verbally or physically allow or approve what's happening? Tell Them You Love Me is the latest true crime documentary that explores themes like consent, racism, and ableism in the case made against former professor and disability advocate Anna Stubblefield and her student/victim, Derek Johnson. Anna Stubblefield, born Marjorie Anna McClenn, grew up in Plymouth, Michigan. In high school, she was an honor student, wrote articles for her school newspaper, and played the title role in a theater production of The Diary of Anne Frank. She followed in her parents' footsteps, both of whom trained in special education for their PhDs. As a teenager, she studied Braille and learned sign language, and as a young scholar, she began fighting for racial justice. In 1989, while still in college, she married Roger Stubblefield, a 24-year-old black tuba player and classical composer. The duo would have 2 children together, a son in 1995, and a daughter a few years later. In 2000, she received her PhD and became a central figure in Africana philosophy. She was even the first and only white scholar to serve as the chairwoman of the American Philosophical Association's Committee on the Status of Black Philosophers, as reported by the New York Times. For 11 years, she served as a professor at the Newark campus of Rutgers University, including as a professor of philosophy and ethics. In 2005, she published a novel, Ethics Along the Color Line, where she wrote, "I was raised to believe that I have the responsibility of tikkun olam, repairing the world." By 2007, she began to argue that a person's intellect, and the degree to which he or she is disabled, could be as much a social construct, as much a venue for tyranny, as race, gender, or sexuality. One of her students, John, had earned a master's degree in history and was on track to get his PhD. John's brother, DJ aka Derek Johnson, was a black man with severe mental disabilities. He couldn't speak, suffered from cerebral palsy, and was unable to stand or move his body without help. Anna began working with DJ, and his legal guardians, DJ's mother, P, and brother, John, using a technique called facilitated communication. Facilitated communication is a technique that involves a person with a disability pointing to letters, pictures, or objects on a keyboard or a communication board, typically with physical support from a facilitator, as defined by the American Speech-Language Hearing Association. The visits, which were first supervised, took place in Anna's office every other week. They quickly became more and more frequent, with Anna meeting with DJ at his home for longer periods of time, without anyone else there to watch or care for him. Within the span of a few years, DJ had gone from being attributed to having the mental capacity of a toddler, to taking college classes and speaking at conferences. However, despite Anna making significant progress with DJ using facilitated communication, the techniques didn't work for his mother or brother. "I began to gradually be aware that I was having romantic feelings," she would later testify, as reported by the New York Times. "I became aware of things when he wrote the essay. It wasn't all that original. People who had had the same experience had said similar things, but with all the spelling mistakes, he had a way of putting things." In March 2011, Anna recalls telling DJ how she felt, and him responding in kind. "He grilled me on how much I really loved him, how committed I was to him, how I felt about my husband," Anna wrote in an account of their relationship. Anna then recalls attempting a romantic, sexual, relationship with DJ multiple times before succeeding. On Memorial Day 2011, Anna and DJ, finally told his family about their relationship. Anna told the Johnsons that she and DJ were in love, and that she was planning on leaving her husband, and family, for him. DJ's mother and brother, shaken, confused, angry, and most of all, fearful for DJ's safety, then reported Anna to the police. In 2013, Anna Stubblefield was charged with 2 counts of first-degree aggravated sexual assault. The court ruled that they would not be allowing any evidence.